Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here, and we have a list of 18 homes today, and we have a couple spots left for our buyer class. So if you're interested, just go to miltonbuyerclass.com and you can register. It's tomorrow night at 7 p.m. You can also go over there and click the link. Really, what we're going to talk about is the 4 things lenders look for. We're going to talk about all the steps and costs involved. We're going to talk about how to get access to listings before everybody else, how to make sure your agent protects you, what to look for when you're viewing homes. And there's 3 different incentives for first-time buyers that together could equal more than $13,000 in free money. And so it's really a class for anybody. We've had people that have bought, 5, 10 homes that have still come and got a lot of information from it. There are some special little topics that we talk about for first-time buyers. And it's about a 2-hour class. We pack a lot in. We give you a manual that you can take home with you, and we'll feed you and give you something to drink. And the only thing you need to do is, number 1, be available and keep your commitment to come to the class. And the second thing is bring a food bank donation, because there's a lot of people that really need it. So miltonbuyerclass.com, or just click over there. Let's get started with today's list. And so we're going to start off with 2 on Costigan. These are set up like stacked townhouses. So you've got the second and third floor is 1 unit, and then you have a main plus a basement that makes up the other unit, and then obviously side by side too. So this one's a little bit plain. $329 is probably a little bit high. I could see this one maybe going for a little bit less than this. The thing that I'm not crazy about here compared to like a Mattamy townhouse, because you've got $120 in fees, so from a carrying cost perspective, that pushes you up into the $340, $350 if you had a freehold with no condo fees. It's just equivalent value per month that you're paying. But the thing about something like a Mattamy home is you have the garage plus at least 1 driveway spot, whereas here you only have the 1 spot. So if you're a 1-car family, which is very few people, then you're kind of out of luck, or you end up renting a spot, and that can add to your expenses as well. And the visitor parking is not a reliable way to long-term to solve the problem. So 2 bathrooms upstairs. They're not bad layouts. Don't really have a backyard. There's a balcony above the garage. And this one follows the same floor plan. I find the pictures here make it look a lot smaller. The toilet seat up. It's funny, we have a loyal group of Milton Daily Homes people that remind us when toilet seats are up. They're the toilet seat watchers, which I think is pretty amusing. Faro Point. So there you go. This is a Mattamy townhouse. It's a stretched picture. It's not this wide, but you have a private garage plus you have a driveway spot. And so the price is a little bit higher. I mean, this would carry for more than the Costigan ones, but you get around the $350, $360 range, and it becomes much closer in terms of what you'd spend on a monthly basis. So it's a little plain for $375. These models have really jumped up in the last few months, and they go on a bit of a high tide, low tide. So I would have a hard time convincing a buyer to pay that kind of price. And then this one on Fowles. I like Fowles. Fowles is a great street. The home looks good, and it's got a few more upgrades than the previous one, but it's also $10,000 more. And I think they're both aiming a little bit high. I know why they're doing it based on previous sales, but I still think they're not positioning themselves to generate a lot of traffic. I think one of the best things you can do as a listing, and without like putting it at a fair price, doing the proper marketing, but putting it in a position where a buyer feels afraid that the next person's going to buy it. That's when you get traction and momentum as a seller. If you don't have that, the buyer kind of says, well, I'll think about it, or I'll wait for the price to come down. At that point, you've lost something in the process as a seller. So Gleason is $419,800. It's a townhouse. The lot's about 20 feet deeper than some of the Mattamy stuff. I don't find the photos that impressive. The kitchen is directly adjacent to the eat-in area, and then there's one big open family room. So I find the layouts of some of the Mattamy homes a little bit better. And so this one's 21 feet. The garage takes up 10 feet. So you've got kind of a long hallway, and then you see the staircase in the front hall. You don't have as much living space on the main floor. There's good bedroom sizes upstairs because now you're clearing 200 feet here. The nice thing on this side might be that you're not attached by any interior walls, so these bedrooms might actually be a little bit quieter. $419 to me seems okay. I would rather go with something like a Croftside at $399 that we showed yesterday. Bustle's $449. I think this is a grand model, and so it's about 2,200 square feet, and you kind of have to walk through the main living area, either here or here, to get access to the kitchen. So you have to be careful how you position your furniture. It looks like it's got some nice finishes. There is a finished basement here too. And based on what's happened on Bustle and the fact that they have some green space beside and behind, I think that's going to help them out. I like that one a lot. I think the price at under $450 is actually looking very promising. Racy is a semi-detached for about $10,000 more than the previous one. And these ones are usually about 18 something square feet, front living dining, California shutters. What I like about these semis is the nice 9-foot ceilings. It makes it feel like you're really in a detached home. The finishes look great, a couple pot lights on the main floor, and a 30 by 85 foot lot too. So even 30 feet on a semi these days is pretty wide, and I like the price. I love the layout. I've got 2 clients in this style of home, and they're both very, very happy. Monsieur is $469, and it's a townhouse. Believe that it's a Green Park home, and yeah, you know, it's what more can you say? It's a townhouse at $470, which is on the high side for towns. We don't see a lot of them sell up in that range. It helps that they've got the wraparound porch. Norris Circle is $525. Wyndham Corner, about 1850 square feet. You've got 2-car parking in the driveway, and potentially you could probably even extend that out and maybe do 2 cars side by side. And the big thing with this one is that it's backing onto the woodlot. The rest of the home, you'd probably see it somewhere else. I like some of the renos they did up in the ensuite, but that's really the unique value here, is having that whole Lancaster woodlot right behind. It's a pretty quiet street too. There's not a lot of traffic on Norris. The backyard is about 10 or 11 feet deeper than the usual. It's usually about 80 feet. So anyway, nice looking place. And Monahan is $556, and it's 3-bedroom and planned for, so it's 2,051 square feet. I don't know what this little stuff is in the corner here. I'm not sure if they're saying they'll replace it with hardwood flooring. I was looking in the description. I couldn't see anything there. Includes buyer's choice of hardwood flooring to be, and they put a credit before, and it's just kind of awkward. Like, just kind of say it is what it is and sell it that way. Or just put the hardwood in, because even though people say things, I hear this all the time, well, what kind of hardwood? What if the buyer doesn't like it? Well, you can put something that matches your cabinets, matches your stairs, and certainly could be appealing to most of the buyers out there. $556 for this model. On the plain side, probably isn't that far off. There's not a whole lot for sale in the mid-5s. We had that mountain holly that was around the same size, a corner, that sold pretty quick with nice finishes. So greenlease is $569, about 2,200 square feet. One big open room here, and then you have a pretty large eat-in area, so it can eliminate the need sometimes for an actual formal dining room. And then you can just have living space here too. 4 bedrooms plus a little loft upstairs. So the loft can be a handy little space where you can have a little kids playroom. You don't need to worry too much about them making a mess, because your guests typically aren't going up to your 2nd floor if you're entertaining. And a bit of a curved staircase is a nice feature. Seems like a fair price at $569. Galbraith is $609, and so this is up in the Main Street Village corridor, so between Main and Steeles and between Thompson and James Snow. I've always liked that location for being close to anything from the GO train to the library. There's a higher ceiling on this one too, and it's a quieter street. This one here on Woodward for $10,000 more is around the same size. It's actually, I think, a little bit bigger. And the bidet, I also have clients who like to watch the videos and point out bidets. And yeah, you know, upgraded countertops. It's not a bad listing. It's 52 feet across the front, which is good. And so yeah, the amenities, you could even walk to the movie theater, the gym. There's just a lot of things close by. That's a real commercial hub of Milton, is up in that little northeast corridor. Etherington is a wood lily corner, 2661 square feet, and $649 is the price. They've done this level of darkness of floors, you see every bit of dust. I know it looks very impressive when it's all dressed up. I've had people who have put these in and said, you know what, never again. It's just a little too dark, but it has that nice modern look. So if you're prepared to get these floors nice and clean, it's very impressive inside. Probably not that far off. We've seen, it says approximately 2,800 square feet. It's not. It's not even approximately 27, although it's close to 27. London is 639, and so it's a hazelnut. It's 2,746 square feet. At 740, I mean, this is big money to be asking for this model. They've done it well. They've certainly paid for the upgrades on this one. I like the floor plan a lot, but there's this same model for a lot less, and so really what you're paying for here is they're probably asking for 40 to 50K for the way it looks, and there's decent ones that are selling for a lot less. Minto is 749, just a little bit under 3,000 square feet. It's got a great floor plan, separate dining over here, and then you've got a long family room, and then you also have a kitchen, pot lights. Spent a lot of money on this one, and it's on the side of Minto. It's on the south side, so you're not backing onto the 651 Farmstead Towns. You're backing onto other detached homes. It's on a 37 by 101 lot, and the price seems okay. Usually I'd want a bit of a bigger lot for this size, but the home is beautiful, and the stone and stucco is something. This little pocket has some of the best looking homes in Milton, like as a collective group. Their Costcorp built them, and they did a good job with the curb appeal on these properties. A couple big daddies. 1.45 gets you this one on Ennisclare. It's 4.4 acres, and it's a big home too. I mean, we're talking probably, close to 6,000 square feet of finished space. The basement's finished. There's a nice office just off the kitchen here, and huge master bedroom. There's some work to be done in here, like you'd want to do some floors on the main level. The loft upstairs, there's a 3rd-story loft, which is an awesome little place, and a nice open concept basement. There's a little pond close by. It's pretty secluded, lots of trees around, and you're getting a bigger lot than what you find with some of the other areas a little bit closer to town, like the Churchill Estates and Brookville and stuff like that. So it's I really like it, and the workshop in the back is huge. It's 2 stories. You could even have a nice little business set up there too. So I like it. Random Acres is 1.6. It's not as big as the previous one, but it's a little bit, I would say, more updated, more upgraded. You've got a walkout finished basement. Kitchen's nice, and both of these properties, you're kind of out there. Like they're definitely up, like around 25 side road and 20 side road, and you're further northwest. So it can be a bit of a hike to get into Toronto. Really, it's the ideal setup, I think, if you're okay with. Even if you're going west, if you're going to Kitchener or Guelph or something like that, Cambridge, it's a good spot there. But if you have to come into the city, it can really, that drive can grind on you. So that's the list for today. Nice list, great properties above 1 million, and we talked about how different the financing is above and below 1 million, so that can create a real divide. And what we found is it's tended to slow down the higher. Over about 1.2 million. It's really started to slow that range down a lot. So if you have any questions, give us a call, and we'd be glad to help you. And buyer class tomorrow, be there, and I know you'll love it. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow.